How's it going, everybody? It's Frisby Moonsong here. Yow! And today what we're going to be doing is, obviously we just recently had the release of Burst of Destiny. We haven't received the set yet, but don't worry, we will have a box opening hopefully coming to you soon, hopefully this week. But what we're doing today is we are taking a look at some of the cards that are in Burst of Destiny, or some of the archetypes. Now we're looking at least two of them. We know there's been new support coming for new archetype or for old archetypes, but we're looking at the new archetypes that are in this set, and we're going to be talking a little bit about them. There's one archetype that's not here that we're currently building, so we're not going to talk about that until we've actually finished it, which is pretty exciting because then we can get a better understanding. But we've had a little bit of trial and testing done with these archetypes, which is really cool, so you guys can see it for yourself. So moving on to the first archetype that came out in this set, we have Floowandereeze, which is taking this game by storm right now. Everyone's going wild over it. It's the next True Draco or whatever they call it. But how each of the effects work, they work on completely winged beast wind monsters, which do not really need their extra deck at all, which is really cool. And all of them, when this face-up card would leave the field, you banish it instead. So as soon as it leaves the field, it gets banished if it's face up. Now, a lot of them, what they do is if they are normal summon, they have one effect that does something, and then immediately after the effect resolves, they can normal summon again, which kind of prevents judgment from hitting them because it's monster effects, so you have to hit their first normal summon. But it's really cool either way. So first of all, we have the Floowandereeze and Eaglin level 1, which is the which has 800 attack and 1000 defense, and on summon it adds one level 7 or higher winged beast from your deck to your hand. Notice it does not say Floowandereeze winged beast, which we'll get to a little bit later. Then we have one Floowandereeze Rabina. This one adds one level 4 or lower Floowandereeze or winged beast, sorry, not Floowandereeze, winged beast from your deck to hand, and after its effect it allows you to normal summon again. Then we have the interruption, which is Floowandereeze tree, which on summon it lets you target a card in the graveyard and banish it on the summon. And then we have Floowandereeze Toucan, which allows you to add a banish card or a banish Floowandereeze card back from your banish zone to your hand, which is really cool, really nice. And the nice thing is, while they're banished, they all actually add themselves back to your hand if you normal summon, so the recursion of this deck is insane. Now we have the two higher level monsters of the deck. We have Floowandereeze Empen. If this card is tribute summoned, you can add one Floowandereeze spell or trap from your deck to your hand. And let me tell you one thing, the spells and traps in this deck are amazing. And then immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon one card. Also, if this normal summon monster, while this tribute summon monster is on the field, your opponent cannot activate special summon effect monsters in attack position. So they cannot activate their effects if they're in attack position and if they are special summoned, which is really pretty powerful, so it prevents people from killing you. Also, once per battle, during damage calculation, if this card battled an opponent's monster, quick effect, you can banish one card from your hand and halve that monster's attack. So that's really good. It basically can't be destroyed by battle. You have to use other effects to get rid of it. So Empen is quite amazing. Then we have the Floowandereeze and Snowl, whatever you want to pronounce it as. Once per turn, while you control this tribute summon card, you can conduct up to 3 normal summoner sets this turn. Not just once. While this tribute summon card is on the field in the monster zone, if your opponent attacks a defense position monster, if your monster attacks a defense position monster, my reading is terrible, inflict battle damage to your opponent, so it does piercing. And once per turn, during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish one card from your hand, change all special summon monsters your opponent controls to face down defense position. So this is basically a UCT. This is a UCT. It can't attack everything, but damn is a quick effect Book of Moon really, really good. This is really, really nice for the deck. I don't think many people play this. I think most people just play the end pin, but this is also really, really nice, I think, to play at 1. Then we also have, moving on to the spells, we have Floowandereeze, the Magnificent Map. This allows you to banish a card from your deck and special and normal summon a Floowandereeze from your hand, and then if your opponent normal summons, you get to normal summon as well, which is really, really cool. It's also once per turn, but it's a really, really good card. One of the most important cards in the deck, if I would say so, if I do say so myself. And we have Floowandereeze and the Unexplored Winds. This allows you to, if you conduct a tribute summon that requires 2, it allows you to send 1 monster your opponent controls and 1 card it allows you to send 1 monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls instead for the tribute summon, which is really, really good. It's basically a continuous Monarch Stormforth, which is insane. Also, it outs like any card that would say this card cannot be targeted or destroyed. So there's your out to Dragoon, boys. Anyway, during your main phase, you can reveal up to 2 Winged Beast monsters from your hand, place them on the bottom of your deck, and then draw that many cards. That is really, really good. Really insane. I mean, it does combat with Extravagance, because you do play Extravagance in this deck, but still, even like if you didn't Extravagance, this is still a really good card, and it's searchable and you can add it back, so it's a really good one-off, I would say. Then we have this one not many people play, but we have Floowandereeze and the Scary Sea. When your opponent would special summon a monster or monsters while you control a face-up tribute summon monster and no special summon monsters, negate the summon, and if you do, return that monster to the hand. Also, for the rest of this turn, your opponent cannot special summon and can conduct up to 3 normal summons or sets this turn, not just 1. You can only activate 1 of this card, so it basically stops your negates a special summon, and then it stops your opponent from special summoning for the rest of that turn. So any extra deck decks are completely locked out, which is so insane. I'm surprised not many more people play this card, at least 1 in the side deck, but I think we'll see what happens as time goes. And then we have one of the best, one of the really good traps from the set. It is Floowandereeze and the Dreaming Town. This allows you to normal summon forcefully during your opponent's turn, which is really, really nice. It allows you to normal summon a level 1 or level 4 or lower Winged Beast monster, which is really, really insane. And if this card is in the graveyard, if you tribute summon a level 7 or higher Winged Beast monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard and change all your opponent's monsters to face down defense position. So it's a complete Book of Moon once again, which is really, really cool. Another UCT-esque effect added to the deck, which is really insane. Now, some cards that some people have obviously we've seen play is this card that I still think should be banned, which is Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds, locking your opponent from special summoning anything except wind monsters. So this is really, really strong. Then we have Mist Valley Apex Avian, which is a quick effect negate. It just returns itself back to hand, so you can summon it again for another negate, which is really, really good. And then we've got the Razor, the Mega Monarch, or Riser, the Mega Monarch, which when it's tribute summoned, you can target 2 cards on the field and put 1 card on the field and 1 card in either player's graveyard, and put 1 on the top of the deck and put the second target in your hand. But if you tributed a wind monster for this tribute summon, which is every card in the deck, you can actually target 2 cards on the field to put to the top of the deck, which is really, really good. This is really insane. Probably one of the best Monarchs ever. It allows you to add back your Extravagance, which is insane. You can add back a Book of Moon or whatever. It's up to you, but this is really, really, really good. Then we have, moving on to the next archetype, we have IceJade. Now, IceJade is really nice water support that is getting more support in the future. I know Marincess is getting a lot of support, so it could work for that. I know we've got Mermails that are coming up. We've got the new the new legendary fisherman support, which is really exciting, the Karyushin. So this is really exciting that water support is coming through, and the artwork for IceJade. You know how I love my water cards. The artwork for IceJade is just gorgeous. Now we have first IceJade Acti. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one water monster from your hand to the graveyard and draw one card. If a face-up monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card and special summon one IceJade monster from your hand or grave. So that's really good for recursion as well. Then we have the IceJade Cradle, which allows you to freely add one IceJade monster from your deck to your hand with a name that you either don't control or that is not in your graveyard. So that's really good for consistency, really nice. Then we also have IceJade Tanola. You can send one card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one water monster in your graveyard, and send this card from the field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon the targeted monster. So it's basically a monster reborn with extra steps. But the one thing, if you play it with something like Atlanteans, which is really cool, a lot of the Atlantean effects trigger off of being sent to the graveyard in order to activate a card effect, and all of these, the card that is being sent to the graveyard is sent as cost, so it can really actually help trigger all your Atlantean effects. Excuse me, I'm just getting a ton of messages all of a sudden. So it's really good for Atlanteans, which can trigger off the effect. You can trigger off Dragoons, which is really cool. You send Dragoons, I guess you send Dragoons, target Dragoons, and then you can literally get a free Sea Serpent, and it makes a 2 level 4s on the field, which is really insane. So you could probably loop Dragoons. So you send Dragoons from your hand, target Dragoons in the grave, and send this card from the field to the grave, then summon Dragoons, and Dragoons will probably trigger, although no, it won't because of the new ruling, but you can target another card. It's still really insane for Atlanteans to be able to trigger off their effects, and you get free pops and whatever. Then we have IceJade Tremora. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then special summon one water monster from your hand. If a face-up water monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, banish this card, special summon one IceJade from your hand or grave. So they all seem to have that effect of, if a card is destroyed by battle or card effect, or water monster at least, you can banish any of these and special any of them from your hand or grave, which is really cool for recursion. It really helps you stay alive during battle phase, or if your board gets blown out, and sometimes it's really good for, I guess, protection of your life points as well. And also if you play the new water support with like Karyushin, and you have that card that searches Torrential Tribute, I can't remember the name, protected from destruction, I think water could possibly be one of the next decks to actually watch out for. So keep an eye out, all you water players, your time is coming, because right now we are in the era of wind. As you can see, we've got Lurelask running around, Tri-Brigade Lurelask, we've got Floowandereeze running around, so wind decks are really powerful at the moment, which they haven't been for a really long time. So it's actually really nice to see. I don't even remember when the last time wind was actually in part of the meta, so it's really cool to see that. But yes, for today's video, as well, because obviously we're not doing all the archetypes, I am going to be giving away 2 more of the Megatons. Thank you to Solar Pop and Unplug Yourself once again. We're going to be giving away 2 more of these, so that's really exciting. So any of you who are wanting to get another chance at getting a Megaton, let us know which of these decks from this set is your favorite, which of these new archetypes. Obviously I know which is mine, but let us know which is yours. So thank you so much for watching this video, and for me, Frisby Moonsong, I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully with the BODE box opening. There you go. So we'll see you guys next time. Cheers guys. Yow!